Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have more news today, as we always do, so let's get straight to it. The very first thing that I want to show you guys is an upcoming model from Greenhouse Revolution Studios. I have reviewed a model of theirs in the past, which was their Saurophaganax, and you can see, again, they just continue to, in my opinion, pull off some of the absolute most brilliant models that you will see anywhere. You can see numerous different models that they are working on here that I have the pleasure of showing to you guys, and they are, again, some of the absolute most incredible dinosaur models I think that you will see anywhere. Odds are, I would imagine these are probably going to be going up for sale on Lana Time Shop, because that is where I acquired my Saurophaganax, so I'd imagine that these will end up there at some point soon once they are finished. But again, I really wanted to show these to you guys so that you could see some more of their incredible work that will be coming out very soon. Also, we have another sneak peek of the Titanic Creations Yongary. We continue to get more and more images that Dope Pope and Titanic Creations have been, again, releasing. You could see the Yongary looks insanely cool. If you are a fan of this kaiju, if you ever had seen this movie, again, you're definitely going to want to get your hands on this figure, considering it is a super articulated figure. And again, after checking out their Gorgo, I am beyond hyped for this Yongary. No word quite yet on when this is going to go up for pre-order, I believe. Not that I've heard anyway, but it should be sometime in the very near future. Also, as far as Popcult Dragons goes, they shared some images of their next work. I did review their Pteranodon recently, which, if you saw that review, it was unbelievably cool. Well, it appears as though the next release that they will have coming out is a dinosaur this time, and we can very clearly see which species of dinosaur we've got here. But again, it looks really nice, and considering how insanely cool the Pteranodon was, I'm very, very excited to see what this one will actually look like once it is sculpted out and painted up and we get a look at the final product. I think it's going to be amazing because, again, that Pteranodon is probably the coolest, or at the very least, definitely one of the coolest pterosaurs that I have in my collection. So I guess we need to just sit back and wait it out, and then once they release more images, I, of course, will bring them to you guys here in a news video. Also, as far as Lana Time Shop, they had recently shared this image, which shows off quite a few upcoming models from them, one of which looks like a gigantic Spinosaurus, but so far the only model they've released is the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which again I also have reviewed here on the channel, but their next release is going to be a 1/35th scale Utah Raptor, which you can see some images here of. They claim that it's going to be releasing next week, so definitely something to look forward to, and a model that, just like with the Tyrannosaur, I'm hoping to get my hands on, and if I can, I will of course review for you guys here on the channel. Also, as far as Nanmu goes, they gave us a little sneak peek of the head sculpts of their upcoming Smart Series Carnotaurus release, and one thing we definitely can learn from this is there will be two different variants, as there is a female and a male variant, which we can see we've got the chipped horn and the scars on the face and everything for the male, and of course the classic kind of female look for the other one. And the head sculpts, in my opinion, look awesome, so definitely hyped to see this release when it does officially release, especially after having recently reviewed the Smart Series Raptors and just seeing how incredible those were. You know, you can definitely bet that I'm excited about a Carnotaurus. I also wanted to give a massive shout out and a thank you to Dino World on Facebook, because that is where I found these images, but it looks as though we've got another interesting release from Elite Creature Collectibles. We've got ourselves a hatching Indominus Rex, and not just a hatching Indominus. It looks like we've got 3 different versions here of a hatching Indominus. Now you can take this as the Indominus, you know, basically on its way to hatching, as it starts out with the crack in the egg. Then it's got the shot there with the hand kind of hanging out like we see at the beginning of Jurassic World. And then you also have a shot with the Indominus head completely sticking out of the egg. Or maybe this is just quite a few Indominus hatching. Either way, it is a very cool model. It's definitely something a bit different, something that I personally haven't really seen. You know, I've seen like the hatching Indominus with the hand and everything hanging out, but I haven't seen one with these different versions, as well as one with the Indominus actually hanging out of the egg. So a pretty cool release, again, coming from them. They've definitely been pumping out some awesome Jurassic stuff, so of course another release to keep an eye out for. And then as far as Guilherme Bilinski Art, he had recently shared this image which shows his progress on a Sharptooth Land Before Time Tyrannosaurus Rex model. And I don't know exactly what's going to happen with this because it looks gigantic in comparison to Littlefoot, so I don't know for sure what the size is going to be on this, but I will say it does look really cool and is definitely coming along quite nicely. Of course, when we have more updates on this, I will share them with you guys again in another news video. And then when it comes to the beasts of the Mesozoic, we have a look at the upcoming paint schemes for two of the Ceratopsians that are getting a re-release. They're actually going to be re-released in their original colors, but then he's going to be releasing them as new paint variants, one of which is the Zuniceratops. You can see is going to have a very light coloration to it with some light yellows and greens. And then we've also got ourselves the Chasmosaurus. And I will say I think I like this coloration for the Chasmosaurus more than the original coloration. So I'm actually super excited for the Chasmosaurus. I think for the Zuniceratops, I kind of like the colors of the original one better, but this Chasmosaurus definitely has me much more intrigued for this version. Also, as far as Dino Dream goes, they've recently shared this image, which gives us a little bit of a sneak peek of an upcoming Lost World Jurassic Park Velociraptor model, and I'm so happy to see them releasing one of these because, you know, it's about time we get a good Lost World model, especially with a raptor. There is that Iron Studios version out, but in my opinion now, after actually seeing the final product, I think it looks terrible. So it'll be really nice to see an actual good Lost World Jurassic Park Velociraptor model out on the market, and this looks like, even though we can only really see the base and a foot, it looks like it's easily going to be the best out there. Also, another thing I was wondering was the Tyrannosaur model that they were kind of teasing us about actually going to release. It definitely is, because Lana Time Shop has recently shared these images showing off the fact that the Tyrannosaur will release and kind of, you know, go into a diorama with the Giganotosaurus. So definitely, again, something that I personally am extremely hyped for. I've wanted a nice-sized female Tyrannosaurus from Dino Dream for years, as we only really have had the smaller version previously. So definitely hyped for this release. And then when it comes to Mattel, we've got ourselves a brand new look at the upcoming Majungasaurus, the first official images that have been released for the dinosaur. We have seen it because it was actually appearing in store at the Mattel store, and someone on YouTube had made a video of it, but this is our first official images for it, and you can see it looks interesting. I will say I think it looked better in the video rather than the images that we have here, especially when you take a look at it on the back of the box. I feel like it looks kind of awkward. I don't know, just like the proportions, and it has like a very thick, kind of odd-looking body. I think, of course, I'll have to wait until I see it in person to truly decide whether it's a, you know, an upgrade compared to the older one or not, but I feel like the older one was a bit nicer than this newer one, so a little unfortunate as far as that goes. But we do also have a look at another figure coming from Mattel, one we have seen an image here on my channel of in the past, but we have more images of it now as we've got a look at the upcoming Tyrannosaurus, and you can see this thing still looks awkward, and actually it somehow gets even more awkward. So you can see the sculpt is definitely a different sculpt compared to the previous Tyrannosaurs, and not in a nice upgraded fashion. I feel like it looks okay, but by no means is it a nice representation of a Jurassic Park T-Rex. But once we get to this point, you can see the teeth get gigantic on it. They evolve, I guess. Again, epic evolution. It makes sense for the theme of the line. But I think it looks super ugly and definitely isn't a good T-Rex. However, that being said, I also understand that these figures are aimed more toward children. Of course, they are definitely aimed toward adult collectors as well, or they wouldn't put so much effort into giving them such insanely highly detailed sculpts and everything. But the fact that the teeth grow and everything, I think that's clearly an action feature aimed toward kids, and kids will certainly enjoy that. So I understand why they did it, I just personally don't really like it. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.